Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not?
What is going on, Entertainment? So I'm coming with another video. So this video, we talking Traitors episode 2 and 3. So Dorinda has just got eliminated. They put 3 people back in the house that I'm not a fan of. Like, my whole thing is the producers, they're so shiesty. Like, they know that Derek, Rob, and Wes are such good players. They didn't even want them there from the beginning, so that way they could have an opportunity to make it past at least one murder. Like, it's so frustrating, but whatever. They get put into the game, which we end up finding out in the second episode, but the people are still reeling off of Dorinda's, murder. This is where I would have felt like Danielle is up to something, and Bob, because the tears are too much. Dorinda didn't die for real. Like, they be crying like these people have actually been murdered in real life. Like, God, I'm like, you could see them outside of the real world. Like, it's not that deep. It's really not. I'm sorry. Like, Especially, it's like y'all are reality, like, kind of vets. Y'all should be used to stuff like this. Why are y'all crying? That's why I would have suspected Bob and especially Danielle, because you've done elimination shows before, so you know how it goes. So all those tears, that's suspicious because it's never that deep. And y'all haven't even been in the house that long either. Like, when is the last time we ever seen Bob the Drag Queen cry? The last time Bob the Drag Queen has cried, besides recently, is probably when Chi Chi DeVane passed away. Like, let's be real here. This nigga's not no emotional type of person. Suspect. I don't get why these people are not aware, but it's really because a lot of these reality stars, they don't watch other reality shows, but their own, half of them. Bob, I think, watches a good amount of them, so he would probably kind of peep some people's games that have been on other shows. But let's say if I was in there, this would have been a cakewalk, okay? Because Bob I would have been on his radar. You hear me? Because he is just acting abnormal. The only traitor that is playing like a seamless game right now is Caroline, because she's the least person that you would suspect to do it, because she's not acting completely out of the norm from her normal, which is a wacky type of person, like fidgety. She's continuing to act like that. Meanwhile, Bob is emotional. He's not really emotional. Danielle's emotional. She's not really emotional like that. So Caroline, to me, is probably somebody that is one to watch out for. That will probably make it a little bit farther than Bob and Danielle. So everybody's sort of reeling over, the death of Dorinda. And Wells is questioning Robin about how, not questioning her, but talking amongst the group about how that was the dumbest thing ever, because, which I agree, getting rid of Dorinda was stupid because she's such a good shield. She's loud, she ignorant as hell, and y'all could have just blamed it on her, right? And it would have been funny as hell to see her reaction getting blamed. She would have been like, no, I'm not. She would have got all red. She would start drinking. Like, it really would have been a key. So it's sad we got robbed of that. Thanks, Bob. But it is what it is. So Robin is starting to feel upset because she doesn't think it's done. She's like, no, it's not. Like, I think that it was smart because, like, if you want to get rid of somebody, why wouldn't you get rid of somebody that you think is like a traitor? And now we probably got a traitor at the house. So, like, I don't think she was a faithful. I think it was a smart move, not dumb. So she's like defending the decision of the traitors, which to me, I would have thought just how Wells did. If you're defending a decision of something that happened, I would think you did it. Because why are you so defensive and you're defending what happened? Like, you're justifying it. That shows me that you did it and you're mad that I'm saying that what you did was dumb. So you're trying to say it's not dumb, but at the same time, not saying it's not you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get where Wells was thinking. I would have thought Robin was a traitor too. I'm not going to lie. She has that evil face. Like, she always up to no good. You feel me? Her, Juan, Shane, that share characteristic. Like, they just always look like they up to something. They be like, they do that squint smile. She do one of those. I would have thought the bitch was a traitor. I'm sorry, because she's just, I would have thought the same thing. One thing I love about Traitors this season is the challenges. Like the challenges to me make sense. They're easy to understand. They don't seem that hard to accomplish. Like this my type of game. They had to have the three people returning: Wes, Derek, which I don't like Derek. So, let me tell y'all something. Derek to me is another Rob. If he did, I feel like he's to me more overrated than Rob. You wanna know why? BB16 has some of the dumbest people on that damn cast. I don't care what nobody says. I had a coworker watch Big Brother 16, right? And I told her, I said, this is gonna be some of the dumbest people you're gonna see. She said, oh my God, you weren't lying. She said, I don't know why they just didn't end the season early and just give the money to Derek. I said, thank you. Like, these people didn't know what the hell they were doing. Some of them probably never even watched the show before. Their first time watching the shows when they got casted for the show. I was like, and y'all make it seem like he the best player out of all time. No, he's not. No, he's not. My whole thing is you're a great player when you played alongside people that have one tried to get you out and two tried to outsmart you and that were actually competitors alongside you. Not when you play with a bunch of idiots that don't know what the hell they're doing and you getting them out one by one. Anybody could do that if you know what you're doing. He was lucky in Big Brother 16. And to me, that's one of the worst seasons of Big Brother. So that's another reason I like the nigga. Like, it's like, the reasons accumulate that I don't like him, okay? So we got, if y'all don't know, for Big Brother, I guess the newer seasons, they make them watch that season. That's why some of the new seasons are ass. Because of that season. They think everybody has to vote with the house and do all this dumb shit. Anyways, so they have Derek, Wes, and Rob there, and they have to put coins in their little chambers. Each of them have this shield that they have to give one person in the house to save them from elimination, right? And they have to get them down in the allotted time, regardless they're going to be entering the game. But if they don't get them down in time, that means they don't give away their shield. So of course the Survivor players are like, they hauling ass, they running up and down, they grabbing the coins. The housewives and the other reality stars, they're like, of course Survivors players are doing good. Like, they did this with no food. Imagine when they have food. This is why Survivor is hard. People don't understand. They eat, don't get me wrong, but they don't eat. They barely eat. So imagine putting them in a game where they have to do physical activity and they have nutrition. Bitch, forget about it. My goal, if I was in that house, would be to get these Survivor players up out of there. I don't give a fuck. They gotta go because they're too strong. They're too mentally strong because they literally competed outside. They're physically strong because they did competition with no food. Like, they would have to get out. I'm sorry. That's what I would focus on, not housewives. What the hell a housewife gonna do? Read you? Like, that they played it so wrong. It's not even funny. So they're lowering down the coins. Some of them are trying to kiss some of their ass. Of course, they're putting so much coins into Rob's box because he's coming back into the house, and they feel guilty that he's going to try to get revenge for the people that didn't bring him in, right? Tony's giving coins to him. Some of the people were giving coins to Derek, but barely anybody started giving any to Wes until the very end. That's when they started putting coins in his box. Ayan is comedy gold. This bitch said, what do? You do TikTok? Are you on TikTok? Ayan has never watched any other show besides The Real Housewives of Dubai. Like, let's really be real, okay? That's the only reality show Ayan has watched, and other Real Housewives franchises. So, and that was before she got on. They started filming in Dubai, so she could prepare. Dylan confuses me. He said he watched Boston Rob play, and he wants to be his ally. You don't even want to mess with him. Be his ally, enemy. Either way, he's going to get you. Look what happened to Tony. Like, what? Oh my God. Some of these people don't make no goddamn sense. Okay? I would avoid him at all costs, not be his ally. Because eventually, guess what? Towards the end, he's going to cut you. Because he's probably going to think, I can't beat you. So he's going to get rid of you. Not in really this game, really much. Not really, but like, just in general. You know what I'm saying? So like, that to me made me look at him like, so, of course, certain people had allegiances to their show, like Survivor with Survivor, Big Brother with Big Brother, right? And then we get to where they start getting a little bit lower, and the other contestants really started to get out of breath because they're not used to running through a field grabbing stuff. What's funny is Wes being the last one to be brought down. Like, it don't matter what show Wes goes on, he's automatically a villain. Like, he could come on like the most villainous show, and he's already going to be like the most unlike. He just has a dick face. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever see the dude with a dick face? That's Wes. Like, he just looks like a dick. Like the beard, the smug look, you know what I'm saying? The pale skin, just dick face. So I'm not even surprised. So the host reveals that they're not allowed to give the shield until after they have the round table. So Tom and Danielle, they're sort of, and not Danielle, Dolores, they're like putting up Derek, Rob, and Wes on game. Like the ass kissers they are. They're like, oh, so this is what's going on. Tom is like, so like totally, dude. Like, Chriselle, I think like she's been real sus. Like those are some of the people who've been real sus. And like Jeremy, he's been like a little sus too. So all completely wrong, of course. He's so gung ho about getting Chriselle out. It's not even funny. That's like his numero uno goal besides Jeremy. A op or a black man. Like he's just set on those two exactly to get them up out of there. From what it looked like, Derek and Wes and Rob, it didn't look like they were kind of buying anything that they were being told by them. It didn't seem like they believed anything. It feels like they were just listening just to listen, just to peep the scenery. Rob even sat down with Danielle. Brittany joined. He's trying to get a feel of it. I would have already thought Rob was a traitor just off of instinct and knowing how much production loves Rob. I feel like they would just make him a traitor. It just makes sense. So I'm kind of surprised nobody's really onto him until episode 3, because he's just sus. He's sus. So because they don't make him a traitor until later on, anyways. But we see also Jeremy and Bob. They're sort of feeling as if Wells is the traitor because of how he's acting and him sort of being a little bit off. Derek's getting like the lowdown between Danielle and Brittany, because y'all know that's like the biggest Big Brother beef of all time. A lot of y'all telling me watch Reindeer Games. Nah, I'm not watching it. I'm sorry. I just hate specials. I hate specials, and we're not watching it. I'm not watching it. Okay? So from what I know, Brittany betrayed Danielle. All right? That's what I know. And that's just is what it is. But I'm not wasting my time watching it. Somebody says it's the best thing ever. No. I was very happy that that they weren't allowed Derek, Rob, and Wes to vote, because I don't think that would have been fair, especially the fact that they were safe. So at least it was that fair in that manner. By the way, Ayan, you are killing me looking like Chef Boyardee. Bitch, the Paris is burning. Ayan, I tell you, this was nothing but a fashion opportunity for Ayan. She did not come there to win no damn Traitors, okay? Ayan wanted to show her outfits, okay, that was in another realm. She wanted to show her Ireland gear, her Ireland fashions. That's all Ayan came on Traitors to do, and to give us some funny confessionals. But to win and be strategic, forget about it. She got very close with Wells. Her and Wells was extremely tight. They developed an extreme friendship. Wells felt as if Ayan was very good to him because she talked so much that he didn't get a chance to talk. And that, in fact, would make him look less suspicious as a traitor. And it would, kind of be a little bit of a shield. Plus, she's funny as hell, right? Which Ayan is funny. So we get to the round table. So a lot of the people felt as if Wells was a traitor during the round table. And first of all, Wells is fine. So it's sad to see him get banished because he was a good looker. No shade. Okay, I'm like, now we're missing a little bit of eye candy. We got to look at Bob. No shade, Bob. We got to look at Bob, big ass. But him and Robin started to go at it because Robin felt like the way he was coming at her was a little weird, and she found that suspicious. But he thought that she was a traitor. I agree with Wells. I would have really thought Robin was a traitor just off of that comment of that was a smart move to make, and they did the right thing or whatever she said to that effect, because why are you defending it? You shouldn't even speak anything on it. That was, his argument. Robin knew how to argue that down. But I told y'all, Juan is a traitor, okay? The fact y'all don't think she would have did good on this show is crazy. Juan has Robin arguing all days throughout the weeks, probably. So she's used to doing this type of ish. He's like, Robin, I'm not cheating on you. And then Robin's just like, but like, you went outside for like 6 hours. And like, you didn't come back until the morning. Like, who does that? What are you talking about? And then Juan is just like, baby, I just went and changed the tire in the middle of the night. And then I just slept in my car. That's why I didn't come back in the house. Robin's just like, but like, you gotta think about it. It makes no sense. Why won't you text me? Like, why? Come on. Like, she probably do that back and forth so much that this is second nature. This is second nature to her, okay? Of course, Ayan is clueless as hell. She's looking back and forth. They also thought it was Ivar because of his argument with Dorinda, which I don't know why people were sticking so much into that, because Dorinda was coming at him. So, like, who wouldn't defend themselves? Like, that wouldn't, to me, make me think that he's a traitor just off of the fact that she got eliminated after that. If he was smart, he wouldn't have eliminated her, because now he's being blamed for it. So you got to kind of think opposite on traitors, right? So they end up doing the votes, and Mr. Man Wells is gone, and he does the dramatic reveal. He's like, play the game smart, guys. I'm a traitor. Fine ass. I was like, damn, Ayan is in tears. She's like, Ayan cried more than she did with this than her relationship on Dubai, her best friend relationship. I mean, damn. Lisa Milan is watching this very disappointed, because Ayan shed more tears with him going home than their friendship breakup. Like, Lisa, that bitch never cared about you. So, you ain't even cried this much for Lisa. And you don't even know this man. But you knew Lisa all these years. Ayan cried as if they were actually going to murder Wells. I'm talking about, she was like, he was one of the only people that got it to actually notice me, but now he's gone. Oh my God. And I'm like, Ayan, you do know after the show you could talk to him, right? You're married. Let me stop. But it was a little much. I will say that. I get you get close to these people, but like, let's not act like you guys are filming for like months. That's just not the case. This, I think, films in like a 1 month actually. For numerically, that's how it makes sense to me. This would be filmed in a month, because it looks like they do things day after day after day. It's not like they take like days breaks like Big Brother, where like they do 1 day this, 3 days go by, and like it's not like that. That's just how I see it. So it was a little dramatic, but I guess. So it's time for the next murder, since they just had a banishment and all the traitors meet. Rob ends up joining them. You know, it'd be killing me. It'd be the reaction shots when they reveal who the traitor is amongst each other, because you know about a frame of that big ass dude, Rob, that was Rob. Who else is that big and burly besides Derek? Like, it's either Derek or Rob coming up in there like, I would have been like, Rob, take that damn hoodie off your head. Like, we know that's you. So he reveals himself. All the other traitors are sort of gagged. I wouldn't be happy if I were them. Rob is very manipulative. He's a good talker. He's strategic. I wouldn't want somebody like that knowing that I'm committing other murders, because let's say once he's not a traitor, and I am, he's gonna still continue to believe I'm like you. Like, I just don't know. I wouldn't want to trust him. I wouldn't want to work with him, because I feel like I'm being manipulated. So I wouldn't be happy if I were them. They start to decide who's next that they want to murder. They want to go for another housewife. Why they're going for these housewives, I don't know. To me, it makes no logical sense at all. This second murder should have been a random person. I really feel like they should have went for Tom, because they could have blamed it on Chriselle, and Chriselle could have took that blame of being the traitor and would have distracted it from everybody else, the traitors. That's what I think. Instead, y'all murdered another housewife, which everybody's gonna be wondering who did it. And there's a housewife murder on the damn loose. They're not gonna think it's Chriselle. They're not gonna think it's nobody else except for everybody. Like, it's not going to be pinned on one specific person. And that's what I feel like Rob was trying to tell them. But Bob talks so much, he don't listen. He's like, no, I'm not taking any other answers. It's only Ion. We need to murder another housewife. It's going to cause chaos. No, not everything needs to be chaos, because chaos causes confusion where you might get blamed. And now everybody's on Bob's ass. They end up picking Ion. And also, Caroline, to me, you need to stand up for yourself more, bitch. If you say a name, don't let people argue you out of a name. Now I'm kind of thinking they shouldn't have picked you. Although you're playing it off good and nobody's suspecting you that much, you're not strong enough with your decision making to argue it. And it's not good, because you're letting all these people bulldoze you out of making a decision that you don't agree with. So I just feel like she should have stuck to her horses and tried to say the name that she wanted and not gone for the housewife. Brittany would, I feel like, been not the best decision, because it would have made people look at Danielle, but I think Tom would have been a good one. Okay, then to pick Ion, which is so sad. Poor Ion. All those fashions that she paid gone to waste, because she spent probably thousands of dollars on Gucci, Louis, Prada. Pop them tags. I know you want some unlimited. Stay with me. You gotta be together. You know she spent a whole lot on Gucci, Prada, Louis, and we only got to see like 2 episodes worth of it. So after they decide to get rid of Ion, we get to the breakfast, which I love the breakfast scenes, because that's when the girls show off their new outfits, so they can eat some croissants and bagels. Danielle, oh my god, Danielle is at the breakfast and she says words that a traitor would say. I know for a fact that Bob the drag queen is a faithful, so he's gonna be, a target. And I'm like, well, how do you know he's a faithful? That would make no damn sense. I was like, oh my God. Rob was right. Like, the stuff that Danielle is doing, the crying, the talking too much, she is making herself look suspicious. So, of course, everybody comes in besides Ion. Bob does the same dramaticness again, the crying. So did we get to the challenges, right? By you, this challenge did not make any sense to me. I don't get how they expected them to win money and or the shield with this. It doesn't make any sense to me. I guess they had to find the door that was not like the others. No wonder they couldn't accomplish it, because it didn't make any sense. I didn't get it. I did not get it at all. The clown effect was cool when they come out the door and then pop the balloon and all that, but I would have did horrible too, because if it's not gonna make sense to me, I'm not gonna win. I'm gonna try, but I don't think I'm gonna score. So on the way back home, mind you, during the challenge, Bob H, which is the other Bob, decided to call out Tony to be the first pair to go and do the challenge, because they had to do the challenge basically in pairs. So Bob H ended up calling out Tony because Tony has not been volunteering. Basically, the men have not been volunteering for Tribune. I volunteer for Tribune, not the men. The men don't volunteer for Tribune. So he's like, oh my God, you guys are such cowards. Like, be a man. Why are you not going first, Tony? Why don't you volunteer to go first? What's up with you? And then Tony's just sitting there like, so he's feeling away. He ends up going first with Nikki, Total Divas. And they end up failing, of course. But they were pissed because they felt like they're forced to go into the challenge first as a pair, and that they were giving a chance to say yes or no, which that is true. Bob was stupid for doing that. You painted a target on your back by making so much noise. The thing is with Traitors, what makes this hard is you can't make too much noise and you can't be too quiet. You got to be like in the middle. Like Dolores is like the right middle. She's not too quiet, but she's not too loud. She's right in the middle. Another person who falls in the middle is Brittany. She's still kind of talking, but she's not too loud, but she's still talking. You got to be in the middle. And Bob, to me, doing that just was stupid. He's not playing the middle now. Now you just became one of the loud ones. You ride along with Bob the drag queen. On the way home, Jeremy starts to talk about his suspicions, and he thinks that Danielle is one of the traitors. So Bob the drag queen is on the bus with him and is already having a red flag, and he feels like he needs to tell his good homegirl Danielle about this. I just think Bob's downfall in this game is going to be protected Danielle. That's just how I feel. I feel like he's going to try to defend her name along as we're defending his name, that he's going to get caught up. And I think that's a dumb thing of him to do, because it's already hard enough you having to defend that people think that you're guilty. Don't be worried about Danielle, because if they're a big turn, oh well. I say a Vic. You see how Big Brother minded? Oh well, right? But you still got to worry about yourself. So if I was him, I don't think I would have told her who is saying your name. I just would have said people are saying your name. But then Danielle would have felt a little suspicious, because she would have felt like, Bob is trying to like pull one over on her. But I just think like it's better she goes than you first. You get what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like only one person gonna win. So of course Bob runs. He tells Danielle. Danielle is sort of like gooped and gagged. By the way, Danielle, you were not playing Survivor. Why did you put the braids in, girl? You could have got you a little quick weave or something, because them braids is gonna fall over by the time the end of the season is done. You hear me? To me, the only show, and Big Brother is a good show too for braids because of the competition stuff y'all do, is Big Brother and Survivor, where you gotta have braids in, because you're gonna have to get in the water, some mo-ish, right? But this show, it's a little bit more light. You feel me? Like they do stuff, but it's not like hardcore. You hear me? So it's like, Danielle, them braids will unravel like the story by the end of the season. I love Danielle, but I just had to say that. And then we get a new alliance called the Bambies. Okay, the Bambi in my Mama D voice. We got Gabby, Nikki, and then Chriselle. They're all three in an alliance, and they're kind of comparing notes. They feel as if Tony is the guilty one. A lot of them are such not reality show watchers. They just think because somebody is a profession that they're guilty. Like because Tony was a cop, he's guilty. Like he's an undercover investigative cop, he's guilty. He's guilty. Just because he works in that field, he's guilty. Like, no, you gotta kind of not think like that and watch how people are moving. And I think that's where they're sort of putting a false blame on Tony. Poor Tony. The one season, the one show he wasn't up to no good, he gets blamed for being up to no good. You see how your reputation precedes you? Like, fuck. He didn't even get a chance, and he was blamed. So they're sort of getting near the banishment, and a lot of the people in the house are sort of walking around trying to see, what people are thinking. We see that Zac Efron's brother is thinking that it's either Danielle, not Danielle. He thinks that it's either Robin or somebody else, and he wants to hear them out before he decides who he thinks it's gonna be. Wes is like, "Oh, that's a rookie move. You gotta take one shot and don't miss." And I'm like, you shouldn't have listened to him. Look what happened. You feel me? It's just like, I think that his brother, Zac Efron's brother, like played a dumb move at the table, because he came so aggressively at Robin and Bob that I would look at him suspect just off of that fact. Because why are you so gung-ho into blaming somebody? Like, that would put my red flags on about you, but it is what it is. So we get to the damn round table, which of course is one of the best parts of the episode. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Dylan Efron, if I was him arguing with Bob the drag queen, the way I would start cackling in the middle of it. This is Bob. Wait, so you're trying to say that I'm a traitor So you think that like you could just throw all these puzzle pieces together, put it together, put glue on it, put a schwa on it, put it in a frame, color it up, and say that's yours? Huh? That's what you're gonna do? I'm like, bitch. Like Bob isn't even like, to me when he argues, he doesn't come across as serious. Like you could tell with Bob, if you've been following him at least, when he's dead ass serious and when he lying or he playing around. He was arguing like he was playing around. He was like, oh, you're not serious. You're a joke or something like that. I just think Dylan is putting a target on his back that he didn't need to do. And then we get the gang up on Tony. I felt so bad for Tony. Okay? It's to the point Jeremy even had to defend him. And y'all all know Tony fucked over Jeremy from taking the winnings. So for him to do that, that just shows how good of a person he is. Because he didn't have to do nothing. I would have just shut up if I was him. Because bitch, it cost me the survivor win. So fuck yeah. You right? So they start planting the seed that they think that it's Tony, because Bob H starts to speak up, and Tony and Bob H start to get into it. Tony's like, when did you think I'm a traitor? He's like, right now. I thought you were a traitor right now. Okay, Bob H, he beat Kirk in the earring game. He got 4 earrings. Okay, you know how Kirk got 3? That nigga got 4 and 6 of them on his ear. Okay. Tony was trying to use that investigative, pressing to try to make it seem as if his argument made a lot more sense. But I feel like he could have came a little bit harder because all he could do was do and rub his bald head. Like he wasn't really saying much, which kind of made me like feel bad for him. Chriselle and Tom end up getting into it because Chriselle is basically like, you make me feel extremely uncomfortable, bitch. And for you to throw my name out there a couple of times just because you're friends with Ariana, you got a whole lot of nerve. I mean, just because I'm friends with Ariana, you got a whole lot of nerve, okay? That damn tall. That lady will never stop haunting her. It's so funny. It doesn't matter what he does. He gonna be reminded that he cheated. He go to the bathroom, they're gonna have a Love Island poster up. Like, he just gonna always be reminded of that lady. Like, y'all gonna make him go crazy one day. So then we get to the pylon of Tony. And then Rob gets him with the killer. Rob basically says, I gave you a shield. And after I gave you a shield, mind you, Dylan got a shield. Jeremy got a shield. And then also Tony got a shield. He said, when I gave you a shield, you didn't even talk to me. Like the whole time, you were just like not even talking to me at all. Like you had no conversation with me. So like, that's crazy for that to even happen. And I think you're suspect. He basically threw him like under the bus. He threw him under the bus, ran him over. Okay, did a wheelie on that bitch. He scared. Like it was, I was like, damn. So they end up getting all the votes. Majority goes to Tony. He ends up getting murdered. I've never seen Tony cry before. It made me sad. I was like, fuck. I felt so bad. I'm talking about like, he was like crying. Tears. He goes to the podium thing. He's like, so like, I am a faithful and Rob, you're a sellout. Okay. All I kept thinking of Tanisha when she was arguing with Lynn. She said, you a sellout, bitch. You a sellout. Okay. When Genevicia called her the N-word, that nigga called him a sellout, which to me, that word doesn't really match what he did. A sellout to me is like worse. What he did was like, that was strategic. Because Tony, let's say if he got further in the game, he could have won. Let's be real. So like, that's not a sellout. You feel me? It's not like both of them were up for, up on the chopping block and he said something that would make everybody else vote him out instead of him. That's a sellout. Like, I sold you out so I could save myself. He sold you out just because. He didn't have to sell you out. So, yeah, I felt bad for the man. Now, Bob, after the eliminations, he goes up to Dylan after all. He's just like, so, like, I know I'm like a bot, but, like, I'm not a traitor. I told you I'm not a traitor. Can you believe me? I mean, like, I'm not a traitor. Bob, shut up. Like, fuck. We get you are the show, but it's like you are making your target bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's not even funny. You need Monet up in that bitch because Monet would have told you, Bob, shut the fuck up. An episode kind of is there, y'all. The twist that they give them is that they have to put 3 people in a coffin. The 3 people that they put in the coffin are going to be up for banishment, and it could be one of the traitors. But how they have to sneakily do it, they have to do it in this wine cellar, not Tasha K's, a wine cellar, and put it in a scroll, and they have to all meet together and do it. Mind you, they have to do it while everybody else is out in public, so they could easily get caught. This ending gave me so much anxiety watching it. I was like, oh my God. Every person that walked by, I'm like, fuck. I hate watching shit like that because it makes my nerves bad. Because I just be wanting to scream. I could never be put in a situation like that because I'd be like, ah! Like just in the middle of it. And of course, Bob's loud ass, he makes it no easier. He's like, ah! Right in the middle of the room. As they're supposed to be quiet and as they're supposed to try to be, scheming. This nigga loud as hell. Okay. So the people that they're kind of going back and forth with is one of them being Caroline, because they feel like if they put her in there, it will make it a little bit less suspicious, but they didn't know if she wanted to be in there or not. Eventually she ends up joining, and she didn't really want to be one of the people written down. So we end up finding those people out next episode. But before the episode ends, it looks like I low-key feel like they're trying to make it seem like they're going to get caught, but I feel like they're not. I don't know. I just can't wait to see them. All right. Let me know what y'all think down below about episodes 2 and 3. Leave your comments down below. Who y'all think is doing the best and who y'all think is the next to go?
No personal thing.